All right, Tyler, step 2, basic info, right?
Yep. So we did that introduction, and I actually got a lot of the basic information already. I know, the property type he's moving out of, I know the property type he's moving to, and I know the services he's looking for. So up here in Smart Moving, now we're going to begin the estimate. So usually at this point, I'll kind of tell the customer, hey, let's get you logged into the system. We're going to actually start putting some of that information in so we can get that quote started. So you said your first name was Ben, and what's your last name?
Framstad.
And how do you spell that for me?
Framstad.
Sounds good. And then what's a good phone number to reach you at, Ben?
419-333-4444.
Okay. And at this point, we're just going to we'll put a fake email in. So we'll put email@gmail.com. And then at this point, I like to ask the customer, maybe they don't have a set date. So a lot of times they don't know how to answer that. So kind of how I'll word it is I'll say, hey, Ben, do you have a date you're targeting? Or if not, do you have like a time of month that you're planning for this move?
I think it's the week of April 15th or April 14th. I could move anytime in that week.
Okay, sounds good. So for now, I'm going to tentatively put it in as Monday, April 15th. And then if we need to make any changes, we can do that at a later time. And then as far as types of services go, you already told me you're planning to handle all of the packing, so I'm just going to put this in as a moving quote. So basically, you're going to have all the packing done beforehand. We're just going to show up and do all the heavy lifting for you, correct?
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. And then just to confirm, you did say that this was a 2-bedroom apartment, correct?
Correct.
So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to put in 2-bedroom apartment. And then the last question I need to answer is, hey, Ben, last question on this page is, how did you hear about us?
Oh, actually, I have a friend who's used a CREP before, and they said they did great. You guys did great.
Okay. So that is a very important thing. A lot of the companies that we service really harp on that because that kind of shows where they spend their marketing dollars. They want to know how the customer heard about us. So very important step there. Now we're going to move on to the addresses. All right, so Ben, you said you're moving out of a 2-bedroom apartment. What is that address?
Yeah, 123 Main Street.
We're going to click this address.
That one.
And then I'm going to put this in as the property type being an apartment. We already know that. We had discussed that this is a ground level unit with access to a parking lot, so I'm going to select parking lot as my parking type. And we know it's a ground level unit, so there are no stairs leading to the entrance of the home. And we discussed the carry being about 40 feet, so I'm just going to leave this as less than 100 feet. Now we're going to move on. Now we're going to go to the destination address. So I would say, hey, Ben, what is the address of the new house we're moving to?
Yeah, it's 567 Smith Road in Wadsworth.
Sounds good. We're going to click this.
Perfect.
And we're going to say that property type is a house. Based on the conversation, we know that the driveway is freshly poured. We can't park in it. So I need to make sure that I make note that we're going to be parking onto the street. And then same thing, we already had this discussion for the walk. We know that it's going to be less than 100 feet, so we're just going to leave that as is. I don't need to put anything for stairs in. This is more so referring to stairs on the outside of the home. And since it's a house that has ground level entrance, we're going to leave that be. And then now we can hit save and close. So that, for the most part, is collecting basic information. As you can see, a lot of that overlapped with the intro. So I kind of had that genuine interaction with him at first. I figured out what's going on, and then I actually put that basic information into the system with a little more detail.
Awesome.